Hey everyone, this is Michelle or Miss Rainbow Pie on YouTube. um, I got a request to do a tutorial for Vidding, kind of going through my process from start to finish of how I do a video. So I decided to make a little 30-second vidlet for you, and I'm going to use Jim and Melinda from Ghost Whisperer. So I'm just going to get started. I chose to use the song Smile by Uncle Kracker, so I'm just gonna pull that up now, somewhere in here. Here we go. And then I just kind of click and drag it into here, but obviously Sony Vegas is a little different. I use Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. It's a little dated, but it works for me. But most of my tutorial will be more general advice of how I do things, like how I put a video together, not necessarily technical things specific to Premiere Pro. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut down the song. So I'm just going to, I think what I'm going to do is probably use this little intro part that's instrumental, and then I'll cut straight to the chorus. I've actually used this song before, so I've kind of already cut it before. So let me just see how it sounds. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna cut it just roughly where the instrumental part stops, and then I'm going to kind of fast forward probably to the end to see kind of how it works over there. Let's see how this sounds. I like gold, bugs like okay, so I'm gonna cut it here, and then we'll kind of see, we'll cut this big part out and drag these together and see how the beats kind of line up. I'm gonna have to do some fussy cutting here, I think. Let's see. You make me smile. Okay. First of all, I gotta turn down the volume because that went way high. So we're gonna just drag this down to -5 dB. Okay. I think this beat right here would be a good place to stop. And now we're just going to see where the beat is here. You make me smile. So that's where a beat is. Generally, I like to cut things on the beat because that'll make it transition better. It's a little difficult to do, though. I think what I might do is go back to the video I did before and see how I did it here. This is the first video I did with this song, so let's see how I cut it. You make me smile. Well, looks like I didn't use the intro part, but I think I still want it. So we're just gonna do we're gonna see how I can do this. And sometimes you just have to force it to work. And now I have, in Adobe, I have audio transitions. I'm not sure how Sony Vegas works, but. You make me smile like the sun. You make me smile. I think it might be better to cut it here. This might turn out to be a disaster. You make me smile like the sun before. You make me smile like the sun before. Okay. I'm actually thinking this intro is not going to work because it's too quiet to then transition to this big loud thing. So I think I'm going to do what I did before and just kind of go right in from here. And this will. You make me. Yeah, that's definitely better. So I'm just gonna do that for now. I might edit it a little bit later on, but. Oh, you make me smile. You make me smile. Oh, you make me smile. You
smile.
Okay, I think I might make this a 45-second vidlet because it'll just be a little easier than trying to cut it down further. So, now that I have the song cut, then I like to add episodes. And generally my process is I add like voiceovers first, and I kind of think about which voiceovers I want to use. And for this one, I know there's a voiceover for Jim and Melinda where she says, "You make me very happy." And that voiceover matches the lyrics where it's "You make me smile." So it's very similar. So now I am gonna drag in that episode I was talking about of Ghost Whisperer. I'm just gonna pull that up, and it was 406. So I'll just click and drag that in, and then I'm gonna find the scene that I like. But on Adobe Premiere Pro, it kind of has to conform first, and until it does, you can't really hear the audio, but you can still see the video, and I think it was in the beginning anyway, so let's fast forward. Okay, it was here.
Pregnant people are going to start talking to your stomach.
You know what, Mr. Clancy? You make me very happy.
It's going to work.
Okay, so what I did with here, it's the mark in and mark out, and then you can kind of click and drag it in. Need to change the audio. If you're using Premiere Pro CS6, if you want to change the 5.1 audio and make it just one audio, you right click on the episode, then you click modify and then audio channels. And in this particular case, you change the number of audio tracks down to 1, and you change it to whatever channel has the dialogue. If you follow my mouse and you look over here, when you first play the episode, the one with the dialogue will go higher on this little audio thing. But now it's just 1, so now it's down to 1 track. So we're going to click and drag this into the beginning, and we're going to see how it sounds. We'll just put it right there.
What, Mr. Clancy?
You make me smile.
Okay, so I think I'm going to have to move this so that she stops talking before the lyrics hit.
What, Mr. Clancy? You make me very happy.
You make
Yeah, like that. So I think I'll just lead in with that, or I might decide to put it at the end instead. But so generally what I do is I find some voiceover scene that I want, and I put that in first. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of fussy cutting with the beat really quick, make sure it ends where I want it.
You make me very happy.
So he starts saying the word "you" right there, so I'm just gonna back it up.
See, you make me very happy.
You make
And I might extend the song. We'll see how many lyrics there are.
What, Mr. Clancy?
I think that is not going to work. Too many lyrics.
Clancy, you make me very happy.
You make me smile.
Okay, so now I'm going to see how the end sounds.
Oh, you make me smile.
Okay, so I don't think I'll end on a voiceover there. Just trying to think if there's any other voiceovers I can think of right now that I might want to use. So I'm just going to pull up the lyrics of this song so that I can see if there are any other voiceovers that sound the same. So this part right here is what I have lyrics. So smile like the sun, fall out of bed, sing like a bird, dizzy in my head. There are some dancing scenes, especially them dancing like fools, because they're such dorks. Forget how to breathe, shine like gold. I don't think these lyrics are making me think of any other voiceovers. So usually with like a bigger video that has more instrumental stuff, I would be adding a lot more voiceovers kind of where they match the lyrics. Like if a lyric makes me think of a specific voiceover, I just immediately drop in that voiceover right next to the lyrics so I don't forget. But now I think I will move on to the dancing like a fool, because my process is just kind of to edit whatever I get inspired for first. So let's find those lyrics in here. Okay, Dance Like a Fool. And I happen to know where those episodes are, if I can remember. It was Ghost Bride was one of them. I used this dorky dancing parallel in my 5-minute Jim and Melinda video. So luckily I know where things are. And the other one was, I believe, either Slow Burn or Greek Tragedy. I can't remember which one had the scene, so I'll just write both of them in. Okay, so first we'll pull up the dorky dancing from here. It was towards the end, I think. Here we go. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so we're gonna click and drag this in. And then we're gonna see which of these episodes had the dancing I am thinking of. So right here. Good. Okay. Okay, so let's see them act like idiots. And I think that might have some laughing that might be nice. So I think I might, I like to keep laughter in if I can, because I think it's just a really cute way to add to the video. So we'll click and drag this into with the, it won't show up yet because it's conforming, but when it does, it'll have sound there. So let's start editing. Oh, it'd help if I unmuted. Okay, I'm gonna just zoom in a bit. Where did this start? Okay, so I just kind of click and drag things in until well, let's see if this even has any laughing.
No.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna work, so I'm gonna get rid of that volume, or the sound there. Okay, let's turn this back on. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna need about 4 clips here, and I'll put markers. I don't usually do markers, but just so that you can see, I'll put markers where I'm gonna put the clips. So, generally I start on the beat. Okay, so I'm gonna have about 1 clip per each of these. So I'm gonna need about 4. And I think this cute thing where she's like looking at him while she's walking away, I think that'll be good in the end. Yeah. And then, okay, so I need him doing this dumb dancing because it's adorable. Just kind of rough cut it there and drag it over. Okay, I think I'm gonna want to do an every other one parallel where she kind of, it's like each scene you put the scene from season 4 here and here, and the scene from season 1 here and here. So I need one more from season 1. Okay, do about like that, roughly. And Let's see how this I might move this over one. So we'll do this. And we'll try just cut it right there. I think that's kind of cute. So now that I have it roughly edited, I like to keep the final cut on this level, and then anything that's on the second level, I know that I still have to edit a bit to make it perfect. So let's just start here. Okay. Okay. I like that parallel where she's facing away from him in both. Look at his face. Oh my god. I'm gonna make this slower. I find that slow motion really helps. I love 70% slow motion because it's not too slow, but it makes things a little easier to watch. It just slows things down. So let me see. Yeah, I like that. I think I'll put the slow motion on this too. And that's definitely going to need slow motion. Try 50 here. Because there's this guy's getting in the way, so might have to cut after that guy. What does he leave? Maybe right here. That could be cute. And then we'll do 70% here. I think I'll do this. Yeah. So now that I'm pretty happy with all of these, I drag them down. And I think what I might do is add some transitions. So, yay! Let's add some transitions. Where are they? Video transitions, dissolve, cross dissolve. I think what we'll do is we'll try an 8-frame transition and see how that looks. And generally, what I like to do is, in addition to the transition, I also do a bit of a fade to black. So I clicked on this clip and then go to opacity and you add a keyframe at 100% here, but then at the end of the transition you add another keyframe and go to 0, so then it looks like this. And it's just, it doesn't ever get completely to black, but it looks really nice. It looks a little better than it would without this transition. So let me just do that on all of them. It's a little bit tedious sometimes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and you can kind of see the difference there. I'll probably add some overlays too. Generally, I would, at this point, I would continue adding more clips because honestly, overlays and transitions are so tedious to me, and so I wind up saving them all for the end. But since you're watching, I will just try to finish this one little part now so you can see what I'm doing. So all of my overlays are over here. Once it loads. Okay, video editing extras, overlays. I have a bunch. What I have done is I save overlays that people send me for their collab parts that they make for my collabs, and then I wind up using them. So these two are from Anouk, who you might know as I Love Her Jez, which that I completely butchered saying that. I'm so sorry, Anouk, if you're watching. But anyway, so I have these 4 favorites, which I'm going to drag into here. And my favorite is probably 11, so I'm just going to drag this in, unlink it, get rid of the sound, scale to frame size. And then for overlays, you go to opacity and then blend mode. I like to use screen. And then for this, I generally need to make it slower. So we'll do 70. And we'll just drop it in here and see how it looks. I think that looks semi-okay, but I'm gonna have to stop for now. But I will get back to this tomorrow.